interested in the needs of the airports, particularly their unmet needs, their projections into the future to provide a better travel experience for all Americans, shorten security lines with redesign to accommodate new security measures, et cetera. But in the numerous conversations I've had, a lot of airports are bonded out, they're tapped out. They need a way to finance bonds for the investment they need to make. So I'm pleased today to announce that along with our colleague, Mr. Massey, we've introduced a bill to lift the cap on the passenger facility charge. I have a long history with this. I was the original Democratic sponsor here in the committee. We fenced it so that the abuses of the previous PFC, which Congress had repealed, couldn't happen, which was generating revenues for off-airport activities that didn't go directly to benefit those who use the system. And there have been no scandals, and it's a good system. Those who don't fly, they don't have to pay. It's not coming out of the general fund. Those who do fly benefit from the improvements, and they pay a little bit for a better experience. Now, I know that already I can hear the screams from A4A downtown about how this will cause people to no one will ever get on an airplane again if you raise the PFC $2. Now, it's interesting. My staff did a little math. Last year with bag fees, and you average out among every person who flew, $8.50 per passenger for everybody who flew last year in bag fees. But that doesn't deter anybody from flying. $50 to put your bag in the overhead? Oh, thank you very much. I love the experience. What they're really worried about is that you might build more gates and expand your terminals, and we might have some more competition. That's what they're really worried about, and it's time to get past this and get real and allow the airports to fund. You know, the president has said he wants to rebuild our airports. They're horrible. They are, in many cases. He talked in particular about LaGuardia. But he also had reservations about fees. But what is better than a user fee for the users of the system to pay? So I'm not going to go into great depths. Already my colleague from Washington State has mentioned it. But, you know, we can do everything. You know, the chairman and I have some agreement over reforms that need to be made, not the form of the reforms, but at the FAA. But as former Administrator Randy Babbitt said, you know, let's do everything we can with NextGen, but if you look at LaGuardia, you can't land more than one plane on a single runway every 54 seconds. So unless we do things to actually enhance the ground capacity of the system, to move people through the airports in a better experience more quickly, to provide more gates at airports, to provide more runways, it doesn't matter what you do with putting planes any way you want in the sky. They've got to go someplace. I mean, gee, you get there and, oh, there's the Greyhound bus station that I'm going to stumble through. You know, it's not a comprehensive way of approaching the problem. So yes, let's do what we need to do to make the FAA better procurement, personnel, and other issues, but let's also allow the critical component of this system to grow into a 21st century form to accommodate current and future needs of passengers. With that, I'd yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you, Mr. DeFazio. At this time, I'd like to recognize Congresswoman Johnson to introduce one of our guests.